Good afternoon and welcome. We started this broadcast with the news alert. The sources tell us that the Taliban could announce their government anytime in the coming week. Now, this breaking news comes as earlier there were reports that the Taliban might announce its government during today, sometime this evening. Now, for more on this story, we are being joined by our correspondent, Anas Malik, live from Kabul. Good afternoon to you, Anas. Now, do we have any reports or details on why the government has been delayed in terms of being announced?
Well, absolutely, Alison. Now, this is a confirmation that has been coming in from top Taliban sources that the government formation announcement that was anticipated for today has been delayed at least until next week. It can happen next week, sometime in the mid of next week. This is what Taliban sources are telling us. It was expected to happen today, sometime after the Friday prayers. In fact, the place that I'm standing behind me is the way that leads to the Afghan presidential palace. Behind this Humvee is the Afghan presidential palace, which is heavily guarded. And people over here inside the Afghan presidential palace, the preparations had been ongoing since the past 2 days at least to host a ceremony, to host the oath-taking ceremony of the new cabinet or of the new executive council. But what we understand from Taliban sources is that there are some disagreements on some with regards to some ministries, with regards to some executive council members, and who the position would be going to. Therefore, the announcement has been delayed. It was, as I said, it was still expected or rather anticipated to happen today. There was no official word on that. But now the Taliban sources within the Taliban, they say that it has been delayed sometime until mid next week. Alison?
Right, and now what could the possible consequences of this government formation delay mean for the people of Afghanistan in terms of receiving aid from the international community?
Well, the people of Afghanistan there would be some calm within the people of Afghanistan as and when this government announcement takes place, primarily because we were seeing this is a headless state that has been ongoing for the past 20 days or so, since the 15th of August, since when President Ashraf Ghani had left the country. So therefore, this government formation would lead to some calm within, because there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of panic that is witnessed here on the roads, that is reflected in the markets, that is reflected within the people as well. There is a disconnect between the foot soldiers and the leadership, that is very clear. So with the government formation, they're expecting that gap to basically be smirked off or be finished off. Additionally, with regards to the international legitimacy, the international community would be closely watching two things: whether the Taliban ensure women's rights and whether the Taliban ensure upholding the human rights or not. We've seen statements coming in, taller statements that have been made, tall claims that have been made, but for those statements to transpire into actions on ground, that can take some time, and that is something that the international community would be closely watching out. Alison?
Absolutely, Anas. And you have been tracking this very, very closely for us. What is the latest on the ground? You have touched on the anxiety that is among the members of the Afghan community. What are we seeing on the ground at the moment?
Well, the mood here in Kabul today is a day off, primarily because Fridays are a day off. So we're seeing that Kabul is slowly and gradually getting back to its new normal, though there is an uneasy calm within the city. There is anxiety. People are scared. The Taliban would want to give this semblance of normalcy, this semblance of being changed, but people are taking that with a pinch of salt, primarily because they have bad memories from their previous rules that has been etched in their memories. That includes women. When women used to go out, they used to be lashed. When there was no girls' education, there was a ban on music, there was a ban on people getting their beards trimmed, so on and so forth. So they have bad memories etched. The Taliban seem to come out as a different version, or as a change or a reformed version. But for them to gain trust within the general public, that will take a lot of time, and it would not be an easy way to walk on. Alison?
Anas, thank you for bringing us all the latest there from Kabul.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.